Whether you're tasked with furnishing your home, rearranging your living or dining room, or moving into a brand new space, you're probably considering the different interior design options and furniture available at your disposal. There are few items that are as timeless and beloved as the cuckoo clock, referenced in dozens of books, TV shows, movies, scripts, in plays. The cuckoo clock signifies elegance, classic design, and affluence in a way that not many other items have throughout human history, which is why considering this kind of time teller for your home is a wise move. As beautiful as the German cuckoo clock is, it does require a significant amount of background knowledge if you want to make the right decision between identifying its quality to distinguishing between the chalet and carved cuckoo clocks. There's a lot to know. That's why you're probably overwhelmed and hoping to learn more with this cuckoo clock guide. We're happy you've come to the right place. It's important to always remember that with care comes durability. The more you take care of your cuckoo clock, the longer it is going to last. What's better than a cuckoo clock that you can pass from generation to generation? Not much. Make a clock investment that stands the test of time, starting today. Let's dive in. The cuckoo clock origin. Cuckoo clocks most notably come from Germany's southwestern region, known as Black Forest, or Schwarzwald. The area has been making the clocks for nearly 300 years, which is why the clockmakers in the Black Forest are generally regarded as some of the most sophisticated craftsmen in the world. These clockmakers are so refined in their craft that they have created an international standard against which their clocks are measured. They have also founded the Black Forest Clock Association, which is a group of producers, traders, and clock experts that formalize practices of what is or is not permitted in the making of their cuckoo clocks. With these certifications, they can guarantee that the quality produced in the Black Forest is the best in the entire world. How to distinguish quality cuckoo clocks. As we have mentioned, there are a lot of cuckoo clocks in the world for you to consider. Which ones are the best? Which ones are worth the most amount of money? The least? There's a general rule of thumb that you can trust the following 6 manufacturers in the production of cuckoo clocks: August Schwer, Heckes, Hones, Ensler, Rombach and Toss, Tranquilrum. Obviously, the nicer cuckoo clocks in the world are going to come with a higher price tag. The more detailed, original, and refined the cuckoo clock, the more expensive it is going to be. Now that you know about the best cuckoo clock manufacturers, it's time to reflect on the styles that are available to you. Obviously, you want a clock that is going to blend into your home interior perfectly, enhancing your furniture and accents for you, your family, and your guests. Cuckoo clocks can therefore be broken down into 2 general styles: the chalet-style cuckoo clock and the carved traditional cuckoo clock. Carved cuckoo clocks, also known as the traditional style, carved cuckoo clocks are recognized as Germany's own. As clocks that are carved by hand with unmistakable precision, the carved cuckoo clock also features wildlife and nature in a traditional outdoor Black Forest scene, reflecting deep carvings that tell an entire story. Paying testament to Black Forest themes, you can generally view the following on a carved cuckoo clock: Black Forest animals and foliage, with an overall nature scene, hunting theme that reflects stags, rifles, and other big game native to Germany. Chalet cuckoo clocks. Besides the traditional cuckoo clock, there is the chalet cuckoo clock, which often displays finely carved details, as well as hand-painted accents that add in color. The chalet is most associated with animated characters and music, including a variety of tones and melodies to play for children. The chalet cuckoo clock is also referred to as the one that appears every hour to announce the Black Forest Ballet. As part of this spectacle, you can behold wood choppers, bell ringers, and mill wheels, as well as beer steins that play as a background activity to couples dancing to music. In general, there are 3 chalet themes: Black Forest House, Bavarian Beer Garden, the Beer Garden, Swiss Alpine House, which features the Swiss chalets in the Brighton's Village, as well as the chalets of the Emmental Valley. Now that you have your styles all laid out, it's time to consider another element, the movement. The cuckoo clock's movement. Every clock has a mechanism that helps it keep time. The movement affects how often the clock must be wound, how you can silence it at night, the lifespan of the clock, and the accuracy of the clock. Obviously, the most important function of the cuckoo clock is to keep time. Although it might not sound like the most exciting part of choosing your clock, it can be the most important part. To make your life easier, there are generally two movements to consider: mechanical movement. Mechanical movements are the most common forms of cuckoo clocks. To gain the VDS certificate of authenticity, the cuckoo clock has to be mechanical. A mechanical cuckoo clock is driven forward by weight and gravity in a systematic motion. The clock, therefore, does not require electricity to function, which makes them a sought-after, eco-friendly clock option today. To make the movements, most Black Forest clock makers use standard regular movements by SBS Fine Technique. The movements can be classified as the following two options. 8-day movement. Generally, an 8-day movement cuckoo clock is going to be more expensive than a 1-day movement clock, given the work and detail that went into its creation. The mechanism requires winding at least once per week, and is heavier than the 1-day movement counterpart. 8-day movement clocks generally come with a manual shut-off option. It's a standard feature in expensive musical clocks. 1-day movement. Since the 1-day movement mechanism requires daily winding, it's a cheaper clock and most preferred by those on a budget. 1-day movement clocks are rarely equipped with automatic night shut-off. To shut off a 1-day movement clock, you'll be looking at a manual option only. Rarely do they come with automatic shut-off. When you choose a mechanical cuckoo clock, you are investing in a cuckoo clock that comes with what's known as VDS Certificate of Authenticity. These are clocks that have mechanical movement and are produced in the Black Forest region of Germany. The certification represents quality through origin, mechanics, components, and construction, guaranteeing that the clock was made with the same traditions that have been practiced in the region for centuries. The quartz movement. Quartz cuckoo clock movements are a reliable alternative to the mechanical classic structure. They are battery-operated, cheaper, and able to support electronic simulations, animations, music, and more. To maintain the clock, simply change the batteries when they run out. One of the defining differences of a mechanical versus quartz cuckoo clock is that quartz models do not come with a VDS certificate. They do not meet the requirements for this kind of certification. One of the definitions of VDS is that they must have mechanical clock movement, which obviously, quartz cuckoo clocks do not. Therefore, it is recommended to obtain your quartz cuckoo clock from a manufacturer that also makes mechanical cuckoo clocks. They will be familiar with the international standards of cuckoo clock quality. Cuckoo clock music types. The cuckoo clock is probably most famous for the cuckoo sounds that come out of it during certain hours or times of the day. Music is a defining feature of the clock, and has been since they were created during the early 18th century. Paired with moving and dancing characters, the musical enchantment of a cuckoo clock is what makes them so adored today. Most cuckoo clocks come with notes that range from 18 to 36, with more notes producing richer, more complex music. Typically, a mechanical cuckoo clock will play two different songs, including the Happy Wanderer, Edelweiss, or Bavarian German drinking songs. Music is initiated by the cuckoo call, with 3 weights that support each song. In a quartz clock, up to 12 electronic melodies are possible, fueled from electric power. Clocks that come with more musical elements are going to be more expensive than those with just 1 or 2 melodies. It's possible to find a cuckoo clock with multiple melodies, but you'll pay for it. Of course, there are cuckoo clocks that do not come with any musical component as well. Fun fact, The music boxes and cuckoo clocks are the only parts not manufactured in Black Forest, often made in Switzerland. The Ruch Company, founded in 1886, is entrusted with the creation of the cuckoo clock music box, moving figurines elements. Chalet cuckoo clocks can come with beer drinkers that lift their glasses up and down, wood choppers with movable axes, or dancers with moving arms and legs. Some even have water wheels that turn when the music plays, ice skaters on ice rinks, and anything else needed to provide a totally detailed picture of an authentic German setting. It's also possible for traditional cuckoo clocks to have these moving pads, like birds and other elements that are native to Black Forest. Cuckoo clocks are fun for the whole family, parents and kids alike. Which cuckoo clock is right for you? At the end of the day, it's all about your budget and what works in your home. If you're working with a cheaper budget, then a 1-movement cuckoo clock is more affordable than an 8-movement clock. Additionally, a quartz clock is more affordable than both kinds of mechanical clocks, although you'll be buying a cuckoo clock without the famed VDS certificate of authenticity. Clocks with more musical options will be more expensive, and clocks with more ornate scenery and carving will be more expensive than their simpler counterparts. So there's your guide on how to buy a cuckoo clock. We hope you have enjoyed the video. If you do, please hit that subscribe button and comment if you want to see more videos like this.